All the latest on the Eastern Football League. Keep up to date by checking out the latest news and feature articles. Have your say in the EFL poll. Check out all the latest EFL videos, and best of all, you can listen back to any EFL radio program at any time. Head to efl.org.au. The Eastern Football League. Local footy at its best.
Dave and his mates are flying to the Gold Coast to watch their team play the Suns. Do they B, pay too much for a taxi, C, hope for an airport rail link this century, or D...
Welcome back to SEN Park, start of the second half, and a great work from Balwyn. They get the first touch out of the middle, they go forward through Roach. And ball's supposed to ground, plenty of numbers around, including Bull for Noble Park, but he gives it away. Tregear goes deep into the pocket and finds Gordon, who just can't take the mark. Ball swirls over the boundary line and out of bounds. So if you've just joined us, you missed a cracker first half, and we hope for a cracker second half. 8-8-56 were Noble Park. Balwyn 6-8-44 now with that first point. We've played just over 30 seconds in this second half. Kick from Noble Park out of defence, went wide, very wide in fact, almost to the boundary line, but they managed just to sneak it in. Interesting to note that Taylor Gilchrist has only just come out of the rooms. And he's got a jacket on, so potentially may not see too much action in this third term. We'll get our chiropractic betting boundary riders to keep an eye on him. Ball wide, hard up against the boundary line, commentary side wing. And the kick from Anderson to go forward went straight out of bounds on the full. And it'll be a free kick going the way of the Tigers.
You reckon the first 10 minutes of this quarter, mate, is going to be important for both sides in this contest?
So Wright gets the free kick, true centre wing, commentary side. Wasn't all that flash, got Leibson under a lot of pressure. Roach is now going to do a bit of clean-up work, eventually gets his handball away. That wasn't flash. Doing it all the hard way at the moment, the Balwyn Footy Club. And now they turn it over. Peever Wright kicks straight into the face of Tom Roach. And now a chance for Balwyn to clear away. Bouncing ball. Milhuisen gets it away. Tempone dropped it. And it'll be a free kick going the way of the Bulls. Vergam fake to give it away. You've turned the wrong mark on Paul Semitsidis.
Handballs to Giobi.
Mitch Gent.
Get it on the wing. Sorry, I wasn't sure if my mic was on or not. I was confused.
We got there eventually.
So there's Gent, the former Casey vice-captain, who thumps it down to half-forward. Tregear, who was awesome in that second term at ground level. Anderson, what a great pickup that was. Handballs to Martin. He's already kicked one goal on the left. How's the bounce? Oh, straight through. He's kicked the last two of this game. He got one just before the break and now one just after. 9-8-62 the Bulls. Ball went 6-8-44. The margin back out to 3 straight goals. And talk about making something out of nothing.
That was just vintage. Craig Anderson there, front and square, created the opportunity and the shepherd. Great to see Ando playing still quality football for the Noble Park Football Club. He's just an absolute superstar, this man.
It's the one-touch pickup.
Yep.
It was just fantastic.
Oh, Martin, right place, right time, and Anderson, right place, right time, as he gets a tap down from Vergam fake. Shane Allen tries to get there. Good work there from North to put a pressure on, and now they can try and clear away. Milhuisen's handball wasn't all that flash. Roach with a lot of work to do. He's got to beat 3. Should have been kicking in danger. Cody runs into a bit of traffic, but eventually gets his handball away. And now they can just steady the ship through Beach. And centre half forward.
That was the goal he kicked before half-time.
Yeah. At 60 out, decides to go long, deep in the pocket. Allen will fly. Can he bring it down? Can't. Cody's going to swoop on it. So to Harper. Bouncing. Oh! Hits the woodwork and through 4-1 behind. That would have been goal of the century.
Right out in front of the Noble Park faithful as well. You can hear the crowd lifting a notch.
9-9-63 Noble Park. Balwyn 6-8-44.
There's Pendlebury, plays to himself and goes long to centre half back. Gordon tries to take it on the chest. And it just bounces off and goes out of bounds right out in front of the Balwyn bench. I don't know about you, but I reckon the time Dan Donati, you got Tommy Roach the half forward. He's absolute waste of time across that half back line.
One of the things that's surprising me is
cleaning up the issues at the moment.
There's Cross, tries to kick the ball off the ground at ground level. Can't quite do that. Handballs it out but into a bit of space, but only Noble Park players there. Cole Martin was one. Wright's in the front spot. Again, he's not able to take the mark. He's dropped a lot of marks today, Big Peever Wright. Right. Handballs of the John variety of the Balwyn version to Tregear. He kicks it to Roach at centre half back. He's got Peter North, Matt North out in front of us here.
He's fallen into his own trap.
It's the short left foot kicked across, goes out wide. Wetherall's all by himself on the wing. Short ball again to Neeson.
That's play of the day.
Does the old 1-2 with Jacko Wetherall. Up to centre half forward, looking for Bain, bounces over his head. Gordon gets around a few tackles, tries to handball to a teammate with too many Noble Park numbers around the ball, and they've got the run of the play. It's all working for him at the moment. Right, there's North to Tempone, to O'Regan, just drops the footy. Giobi gets a free kick for too high, and they earned that, the Bulls. The ball into side just crumbling under a bit of pressure there. So, Giobi.
Out wide.
Boundary.
Finds Ryan. Ryan to centre wing. Martin kicks further afield. Kemperman, work rate's lifted, but can't quite get to this one. Across boundary side, thanks to chiropractic betting.
Taylor Griffiths just taken off the jacket. He's ready to come on. He's just on the interchange there.
That's what I like to hear. So chiropractic betting boundary riders doing it all at the moment. Giobi, third man up. He's one of the shortest men on the ground and just punched it forward. Tregear managed to claim it, and now kicks towards half forward. 2 on 2, and everyone falls over, trying to swoop on it now. There was Hughes, couldn't quite pick it up, and now they turn it over. Cole Martin swoops and kicks towards centre wing. The Beach over his head, through North's legs. Comedy of errors, but Beach has managed to end up with it and finds Allen. He couldn't take the mark at full forward, and Wright a chance to clear away for the Tigers.
Wright swings across the ground. Fake almost got the juke in there. O'Regan takes it, turns around and plays on straight away. He's got Fraser out wide, but Wetherall on the wrong side for a left footer. So has to use Roach, who's running past in support. He's got a teammate over the top. That's Bain. The handball from Roach was an absolute shocker.
It's like calling circle work at the moment.
At the feet of Bain, and that skill level, he's not going to win you too many games of footy in Division 1.
For the first time in many a long while, Balwyn's decision making, especially in this game, has to be questioned.
Their execution, their basic skills is not very Balwyn-like. There's Fraser, who's kick around the corner, sends the Tigers inside 50. The Bulls are able to repel, but it's going to come straight back through Cross, who takes a mark at centre half forward. On the lead,
yep.
Going to get the free kick, but Wetherall's got to play on. He takes the advantage, and he kicks the goal. No, Geordie Buckingham, for crying out loud, that's twice the Balwyn Footy Club. First in the second quarter and first once again there. What's the advantage rule in play if you're not going to give it in a situation like that? The game's not about you, umpire Geordie Buckingham.
So this one's going to come back to Hughes.
The free kick
should come back to Hughes, I think.
Unless he paid the mark, which I'm sure he didn't, because he held it for around half a second.
Yeah,
it should have been an advantage, and
it
should have been a Balwyn goal. It was all very continuous. Danny Hughes from straight in front. Hopefully this kick a goal means it all means nothing, and that's exactly what happens. So we can forget about it now and move on with our lives. Danny Hughes, it's one next to his name. His first.
You can just take a breath and calm down.
His first Balwyn, 7-8-50, Noble Park, 9-9-63 on the Wayne Brasher scoreboard.
I'm Paul Mercedes, that's my take.
Under the circumstances of the contest, that was a really badly needed goal by Balwyn, because their composure has been really questionable at the start of this third quarter.
Yeah, look, not the Balwyn we've come to know over the last 4 seasons, that's for sure, but they're still well and truly in this game. A 13-point lead in favour of the Bulls. The 2 key ruckman back in the middle. This time Meeson wins out. Tap went over the head of Wetherald to his opposite number in Beach, who just handballs out in front of him. Now they've got a bit of space to work in. He'll pick up his own handball. He's held there by Gilchrist, but then in the end Martin tries to kick it over the boundary line and out of bounds. And Alana Coleman's almost given Cole Martin a hip and shoulder. So Kennedy called back on his mark from the free kick.
I think she's done enough damage to Cole Martin this afternoon. Already ripped shreds off his foot skills.
His ego's shot. Now he's got a sore shoulder.
I think he's going to retire after this.
So Kennedy.
Out of the way, Esmond.
Short chip kick. Doesn't quite find its target. It finds a host of Bulls, though, and plenty of space for Robinson to give to Giobi. Now a chance for work through with Mitchum. And Kemperman goes inside forward 50. Empty forward 50. Pendlebury will be the first to meet it. Allen will put on a lot of pressure. Just a dangerous possession, but in the end got leaps and gets it away. And now Balwyn a chance to clear through Gilchrist.
High pressure situation for the Tigers. They're up to the task here. Gilchrist takes the mark on full shot. He's got Pendlebury right back at full back. He's got calling for the ball to go in that direction. They got North out. That's a big sweeping handball to North. He's going to sit underneath it. He's got Wright coming past, Jared Wright. Short ball again in a sandwich of players. Meester not able to take the mark. Was probably held on to. Does a full 360. Stands up in the tackle. Good work by the Bulls. Shane Allen got leaps and cuts across though. Gets a fist in. The ball just stays in. It's worked out well. He's got Cross on the other side of the ground and Roach. They can raffle it. Roach takes the ball. Handballs across to Gilchrist. They've got plenty of time and plenty of space here, the Tigers, to make something out of this. The kick from Gilchrist is very risky, I suppose. He was expecting far too much of his own skill level and far too much of Jeff Goebel's, and it all amounts into a boundary thrown right out in front of the cricket nets on the far side of SEN Park.
Have you calmed down after advantage gate?
I'm very calmed down. I had to turn my microphone off for a second and just compose myself, but it's all well and good now. Gordon. Boundary line wins out once more, so more forward pocket-ish than forward flank-ish.
It's almost hard up against the point post.
Out in front of the swim mart there is getting a good free plug from our EFL cameras. Get in there for your swimming pool needs. It's Giobi, tries to burst his way away from that pack. Hughes to Cross.
It's a throw.
It's a throw. Cross was good enough to get the finish and put the goal through a post top, but Hughes has been pinged for not quite getting... He got done for that earlier on in the game. I think that might be a habit of his, just to try and get away with that extra second. More often than not, he will get away with it, but the umpire was bang on the money there.
Kick came out wide, big fly off the back. Great mark taken there by Giobi. And that's a genuine contender for the mark of the day, all thanks to A1 Airport Parking. He's certainly half a chance to go away with a $50 voucher. Next time he flies interstate or overseas.
Flies home to Noble Park.
It's a long way from Balwyn, that's for sure. Both geographically and just society-wise.
Yes, forget it. Demographically.
Yeah, that's the one I was looking for. And Peter Wright's kick, first game back, kicked the first and hasn't had all that much of an impact.
I think he's been okay, he just hasn't had the finish.
I like him up around the contest a little bit more. If you need a bull, he's certainly the one. Trying to get the kick out of the way there was O'Regan. Speaking of that man, Wright gets his kick inside 50, but a great mark taken there by Gottliebsen, and he releases Pendlebury out wide.
Pendlebury to Fraser, to Roach, back to Fraser. Liam Fraser has had a pretty good game. That's Lockie Bainton is rather for the Balwyn Footy Club out there. Here's Nathan Gordon. He's going to tumble one inside the 450. It's a smart kick too. Just bouncing off the chest of a teammate there in Joel Brown, who, had he picked that up, he could have had the space to turn around and sort of do whatever he wanted.
Got excited during the week when I saw Jay Brown listed to play.
Yeah, he did. I was a bit worried about that, Dyson.
It would have been a fantastic coup for the Balwyn Footy Club. Of course, the big fella, big bad John O'Brien, still coming down here during the week and having a run around at training. The Bulls have all the running in this game so far. They lead by 13 points. They've had a pretty good start to this second half, this premiership quarter. There's Anderson, who's played in a few premierships. He's captained some premierships from Noble Park. Here he is, releasing Keane into some space. It drops the mark, and then the ball sits back up front. How lucky was that? Oh, and they kicked it just to the left-hand side of the stick. That would have been a great goal.
And he's Jackson Keane's let us know right in the effects mark that he's not happy with that kick.
Yeah, well, he should have put that one through. That's another opportunity.
He was gifted it the second time.
Yep,
and just
didn't
make the most
hay.
of it. So Pendlebury to do the kicking duties. His side trail by 14 points. 9-10 plays 7-8. Still in favour of the away side, the Bulls. To continue tradition, Goebbels went up unopposed. Could have been about 4 free kicks paid off the ball. None of them got paid. Gilchrist right in the centre of Balwyn Park.
Actually gone to Roach. He's got Fraser right out wide there all by himself. He'll go there.
Goes, manages to find Tregear, who goes further wide, hard up into the pocket, into the flank there, and in front of Hughes, right at the cricket nets here at Balwyn Park.
So they wasted that there. Sorry to sort of cut you off.
That was really
Fraser was all by himself for 40 metres in the clear, and they just never got it to him. Let's go down boundary side. Thanks to chiropractic betting, Esmond Aponzo.
Yeah, Balwyn just seems to be using that flank too much, and it's just sort of wasting a lot of opportunity and time. They should go a little bit more right down the middle here.
It's almost like
it's the only dead pocket on the ground, and they continue to kick into it.
It's like a set play that they've got, almost NFL style, where they're waiting for their players to run their routes and waiting for the play to develop, and they're not just quite getting there. And they've done it a few times, and you get the feeling that if it works, Jesus, it'll look good and it'll amount to some shots on goal. But at the moment, it's just not working, and they're wasting a lot of footy that they've got going forward. It's Tempone and Haynes up in the ruck. Haynes brings the ball to Grant Anderson, like a dog with a bone, just does not give that contest up. Eventually gets the handball out to Mitchum, who's tackled Tempone. There's Jared Wright, inside forward, 50 for the Tigers. Noble Park numbers at the top of the ball, Tobin.
Actually, he's done all right, Tobin.
He's looking for Gent. And
Gilchrist heard footsteps.
yeah, could have marked it, but just punched it out.
And he's
of
called
bounds.
deliberate too. Which, I mean, is probably fair. What else was he doing if he wasn't punching it over the line?
I think
The fact that he was uncontested probably didn't help his case, though.
Yeah, exactly.
I think he just didn't realise he was uncontested. He was expecting some contact.
So Giobi takes the mark, true centre wing right in front of the interchange bench. Now kicks further afield, right up the line, looking for Dorr. And Godliebson sees it over the boundary line and out of bounds.
The Balwyn backline's taken every opportunity to make sure that Matty North's covered when Brett Dorr goes near the ball, always having 2 up.
So ball thrown back in, Beach went without it. Giobi went without it, Keane eventually picked it up, tried to get it away to Dorr. In the end, held it 35 metres out from goal. We'll have another ball up. Bit of panic on the Balwyn coach's bench at the moment. I reckon they expected this fight. Gilchrist went up for that tap, gave it away to Roach, got Leibson, got dumped it as he kicked it, and now they've got space on the outer side. Right to centre wing, he's got Hughes, he's got one to beat. Can't quite do so, and Kemperman sees it over the boundary line and out of bounds. Centre wing, outer side. Listening to AFL Game Day, Noble Park, 1964. Traditional rivals this afternoon. Balwyn 7-8-50, a 14-point lead in favour of the Underdogs, the away side this afternoon.
Absolutely right. Aren't the Underdogs just bringing all the pedal to the metal at the moment? Anderson handballs to Mitchum. Gives the ball back in, ball to a teammate. He tries to do the old 1-2 with him, and now bouncing footy. It's going to suit the Tigers. Meeson across the back of that half-back position to Gottliebson. North on the bounce. Got Brown running past. Now O'Regan is going to pump it inside 50. Kicks a shock off the right-hand side of the boot, though. Gordon's in a one-on-one. Has a front position. Kemperman comes in to lead some support. Corrigan, left foot kick around the corner, high up and under. Kennedy will sit underneath it.
Oh,
we get the free kick right on the full, but
it's a little bit dangerous.
He's not a vampire. That wooden stake probably would have been the end of him. Here's a kick from Kennedy.
I understand it's better than a gap in the fence, but that could have taken his chin.
Teammate on the lead. There's Ryan. Good tap work there from the Tigers. And there's Fraser, who caps off a good afternoon with a brilliant goal here in the third term. From a standing start, puts it through a post height. There's the 8th on the board for the Tigers. 8-8-56 they move to. Noble Park 9-10-64. So they've kicked 2 in a row now, the Tigers, and slowly starting to edge their way back. Grant Campbell thanks to Choose Tap Match Stats.
Noble Park on top in the clearances 10-4. Balwyn winning inside 50s though 10-8. Most of the major ball winners doing well for Noble Park. Kyle Martin with 6 this quarter, as well as Anderson. Tregear's had the 5 kicks this quarter.
2-1 to 1-2 in favour of Balwyn. Although scoring end usually at that the bottom end, which Noble Park will kick to in the last term, but they still lead by 8 points. High free kick paid.
I reckon that was a bit lucky.
Yeah, it was there. It slipped, but Tregear won the free kick. Kicks wide, finds Meeson, who handballs back to Kennedy. Wormburner goes over the boundary line and out of bounds. Like that one, Bruce. So about 60 round from the Balwyn goal. We'll have another boundary throw in. They still keep getting stuck in that pocket. So thrown in, fake, gets the tap down. Cross will be the first to meet it. Boundary line beats all comers.
Gee, I don't know what the attraction is over there, Dyson. It's
like I said before, it's the only dead pocket on the ground. So you can kick a goal from any other pocket.
Yep.
And they still can continue to go that wide. In the end, they try and get it away here. Tregear was held, eventually got his handball away. And held at the bottom of the pack. I think that's Mitchum. Wrapped up by Big Johnny Meeson. By waste no time, restarting play. Right with the third man up. Tries to punch it forward. In there trying to get it away, Kennedy. It's just hit a bit of a lull this game. We'll have another contest.
I think at the pace that it was being played in the first half, Dyson, I think we were going to be having a little bit like the game like this in the second half.
19 minutes gone, third term here in AFL Game Day. 1964 Noble Park at 8:56 Balwyn, all thanks to Pancake Parlour. Lovely.
Hope you're enjoying the broadcast, and make sure via social media, if you're out and about, keep those around the ground scores coming, because there must be some games across the east getting very interesting now. Just like this one out here. Brett Dorr's been awesome in centre half forward for the Bulls today.
Give a guy a wrap.
He helps that one over the line with Matt North hot on his hammer.
it's almost like a war of wills at the moment. Both sides are really trying to crack each other, but they just can't land that sucker punch.
Absolutely right, and it's the Bulls who have just had the fancy footwork in a boxing term for the most part of this game, and the Tigers have been able to land a few jabs. Either side really able to get on top. There's Harper, bundles that ball out while being tackled. Gent.
Actually, Tim Harper this afternoon is normally very clean with his possession, but he's fumbled on some crucial possessions when Noble Park were in advantage.
He's a hard nut, is Harper. There's Tregear, third man up, only as far as O'Regan. His handball's chopped off. Keane, he's got Beach who lends him support, but have a look at Weatherald, who wins a genuine 2-on-1. Now the Tigers are off and running right, handball to Cross. They've got to work hard to find themselves in a bit of space here, but they've got the numbers, and they usually overlap to perfection. There's a long left foot kick down the centre half forward. Great work by Trent Robertson in front of Jeff Goebbels.
Been an interesting contest between those two.
Robertson to bounce back and win one-on-ones in situations like that shows testament to how good a footballer he is. There's Mitchum. He wasn't able to take the mark, but is the recipient of a handball. Harper across the centre half forward line. Both just slips over at the wrong time. Someone sits in his back, but umpire doesn't pay the free kick. Kyle Martin. He's got Penderbury and Peter Wright in a one-on-one in the goal square. Wright handballs it to his own advantage. Picked up by Dorf. Kyle Martin in the goal square. Just get boot to it.
It's a goal.
It's a goal on the Bulls. It's a goal on the Bulls. Kyle Martin. Oh, you star. What a piece of work that is. He's kicked 4. Don't worry about the Brains Trust getting together. That's clearly a goal.
The goal umpire's 1 metre away. If he can't call it and see it there, he should be umpired.
That was a goal. Definitely a goal.
Yeah, so it's come off his shin, which is still a kick.
If it's below the knee, it's a kick.
Yeah.
It's an obvious decision.
They're just checking.
There we go.
And he's got a single goal. Cole Martin's got 4. How about the work from all of those Noble Park players there? The work from Wright to bundle Penderbury out of the contest and then to pick the ball up and handball forward towards the goal square. It's a super finish from Kyle Martin and a great goal by the Bulls.
Kyle Martin's up to 30 disposals and 4 goals, so fair to say he's having a pretty quiet afternoon.
Yeah, just a quiet one.
Great work there from Tim Harper, who created the contest that actually, otherwise he had 3 on him. He just needed to hold the ball up at some point. And in the end, they've, although it hasn't wasted too long because Goebbels has managed to get it into the forward 50, unable to get the goal there as Kelly clears out the outer side. Kemperman flies from the back, takes the mark at half back.
Actually, he's had a terrific game, Tim Kelly. He hasn't put a foot wrong in that back line this afternoon.
Tell you what, didn't the Noble Park faithful love that goal?
Oh, yeah.
I think they're all still coming down from the adrenaline kick, and that'll certainly help because Shane Allen's kicked it out of bounds at the full.
Yeah, he's not having one of his better days, Shane Allen. He's been completely nullified by Jared Wright.
Got Leibson, takes the free kick, finds Gordon at half back, goes further wide. He's got Penderbury all by himself. Short chip kick. Finds Fraser right in the middle of SEN Park. Decides to load up. Top of the goal square. Needs someone to fly. Won't happen. And the ball goes over the boundary line and out of bounds. Brett Dorr. Over the goal line, I should say. Brett Dorr lucky not to give away a free kick as he just flattened Fraser after he kicked it.
The value of a long kick, Dyson, into a forward line can create opportunity.
So another behind on the board. 8-9-57 Balwyn, Noble Park 10-10-70. 23 minutes gone. Third term premiership quarter here on AFL Game Day.
Familiar left foot kicking from full-back from Morrison Ryan. Or Ryan Morrison, I believe his name probably is, but the team sheet back to front for us here this afternoon. There's Danny Hughes, who's tackled by Anderson, probably dropping the ball, but no real prior opportunity there, so the umpire calls play on, and Hughes gets up a little bit gingerly.
He's had some sort of quarter, Craig Anderson. By God, as he got in and under and got his team up and running again.
He's been a super player for him and getting a lot of the clearance work, which is why the Bulls currently hold a 13-point lead here in this game. Robertson, who's had the measure of Goebbels in this term after Goebbels kicked a couple of important goals in that second term. Millhausen now at half forward. Over the top to Cross. The bounce has to sit up for him. It does. But his handball out towards the space is no good. And the Noble Park boys come in and listen support. Giobi. Kemperman now at centre half back, kicks up the sword towards centre half forward. Harper on the lead. It's got Allen over the top. The kick has to be perfect, and it was, but Gottliebsen, that's some super defending.
Had a sensational third term, Gottliebsen.
Some close checking, hot on the hammer of Shane Allen, who's an absolute star, and stops him from taking the mark, and we'll have a boundary throw in.
Rush tucks into the lollies. So ball thrown in, 40 out from the Noble Park goal. They currently lead this one. As they go off and deliver it off Jackson Witherill, but I think he almost stood on it. So not paid. 8-9-57 forward, Noble Park 10-10-70. Game's going to go right down to the wire. Make sure you keep tuned right here to 98.1 Radio Eastern. Fraser grabs it out of the ruck, dropped it, got lucky not to give away the free kick. Wright gave his handball away, and that's another goal on the board to the Noble Park Football Club. Great work there from Sam Monaghan, and there may be another goal coming here.
Bergen Fakes are going to get yellow carded, I think.
Oh no, it's going to go against Fake. Oh no, it's Fraser. So Monaghan's kicked the goal, makes it 19 points the margin. Let's just see what happens from here, because it was after the goal was kicked that the yellow card was given away. So I think it's 20. Is it a free kick from the middle of the ground?
Should be. That's disappointing, because Fraser's been one of the best players on the ground for the Tigers this afternoon.
And he's reported Ben Giobi, I think, as well. Or was it on Ben Giobi? Oh, no, there we go. So that evens things up a little bit.
Both been sent off, so they'll sit out the majority of the last term.
So Ben Giobi and Liam Fraser both going to spend 15 minutes on the pine, which will mean that it should just be a ball up in the middle of the ground now.
Yeah, they can both cool their jets.
The old evener upper up.
Yep.
Cancel each other out, you'd assume.
So after that, 11-10-76 Noble Park, ball in 8-9-57. And ball back in the middle once again.
37-point lead to Vermont at three-quarter time. So flexing their muscles against the Sharks at the VRR this afternoon.
It goes inside the ball and forward 50. Numbers once again, as it has been all day there for Noble Park. But the kick wasn't all that flash, and it's found Lockie Bain. 40 from home.
They need to kick a goal
backing
here.
himself at all.
He's got to back himself here, because they really do need a goal ball, and they've been under the pump in this third quarter.
He's basically been forced into the shot. 26 minutes gone, third term. Desperately need this one. Once again from the dead pocket.
Yep.
So Bain, kick from 45, sends it on its way on the right boot, top of the goal square, needs a mark, won't find it. Bergen Fake punched that about 40 metres. That's almost gone back to Bain.
Gee, that might be a play of the day.
It's a big fist up, a big fist in that one. Golden fist almost. Some serious meterage on it.
Yeah.
So we'll have a boundary throw in. The forward 50. The Balwyn Footy Club, who currently trail this game by 19 points. And Noble Park have just been good enough in the important moments to get that goal just when they've needed to. Anderson, who's just been phenomenal in this term, gets it to Allen, who looks for Harper, who's tackled almost as soon as he gets the footy, just about. Such was the hospital nature of the ball. Roach now at centre-half forward. Goes wide again. So the use of the footy going inside 50 is poor, and Monaghan looking for the boundary line there, and the umpire says throw it in, but could have been well within his rights to call that one deliberate.
In the AFL it would have been.
Certainly would have been. 27.5 minutes gone here in the third term. 19 points to the Bulls, who've just been good enough to hold firm. Cross.
That's good spotting from the non-officiating umpire.
Yeah, there was.
And it's not a case of the Noble Park giving the free kick away. It's a case of Cross putting his head down and earning that one. Goes wide to Wetherill, who's this is going to suit his left foot, this one, but he was pushed just as he kicked it. The pressure was good.
Oh.
Off the ground, Kennedy, just to the left-hand side, of Bain it was, sorry. Getting those two confused, they look very similar.
President Richard Wilson looking on.
We'll have 11-10-76 Noble Park to Balwyn 8-10-58, so an even three-goal margin here.
And ball out wide, Gent. Has a lot of work to do, but he's managed to do it very, very well. It was 2-on-1. Waited for the cavalry to arrive.
Oh, Kelly.
The kick from Cody wasn't all that flash to Kelly, and now he put him under a lot of pressure. It's held up about 35 from goal for the Tigers.
Noble Park could be very happy for the siren to go here, just to settle. They wouldn't want to give away a goal and to cut that margin back to two goals.
Only 5 goals kicked in this third term. We've already gone 28.5 minutes, almost 29. It's held up once again. Just joined us, Noble Park, 11-10-76 lead this one. Balwyn 8-10-58 on AFL game day. Working with the stat that the last 5 times these two sides have played on Queen's birthday, it's been the away side that's got the chocolates. Noble Park looking to make it number 6, and they're going the right way about it at the moment. Ball deep in the Balwyn forward line. We'll have another boundary throw in. Comes in now. Work there from Mason, had front position, tried to get it away. Hughes will be first to meet at boundary line, beats all comers over boundary line and out of bounds. So they're all the stats that matter. Grant Campbell, thanks to Choose Tap.
Inside 50s this quarter, 17-10 in favour of Balwyn. Clearances 16-12 in favour of Noble Park.
And still yet to really make the most of it, Balwyn. Plenty of numbers around there, but their Noble Park back six has been phenomenal, particularly in their second half so far. So that plays out as we head into the final term. Keane gets it away. Martin had no one to go to, just decided to kick it long. Pendlebury's got an absolute paddock to work with. It's set up for him beautifully. Handballed wide, found a teammate there in McDonald. Under a bit of pressure, kicks into the middle of the ground, wasn't all that flash, and he's turned it over. The man of the moment today. He's cramping up because he's played an absolute sensational game, is Brett Dorr.
Yep, you're right there, Dyson. He's been everywhere today.
And now he's doing the work at centre-half back. He's the one, when the Bulls aren't playing great footy, he's the scapegoat almost. He tends to be the one that we mentioned on the media team is heading to a bit more, but his work today certainly deserves all the credit in the world. Kick it centre-half forward. Allen, in a sandwich of Tigers players, had to take the mark and didn't. So now the Tigers will rebound. They've got Leifson, handballs the big bat, Johnny Meeson. He gets it across the cross, goes up to the centre wing. Dorr's going to drift back and get the spoil in.
Well done, Brett Dorr.
And then at ground levels gets the footy.
Even that 2-on-1, the next Noble Park player was still another 10-15 metres away, just decided to take it over the boundary line.
He's been super. 30 minutes gone now. The last quarter went for 32. So we'll see how we go. We can't be too far away from the siren here. Bouncing ball towards the boundary line. Helped over by Mitchell. No, Gent, sorry. Half a minute to go.
Probably still time for Balwyn if they can get clearance quickly
Noble
here.
Park kicked 2 goals from when there was about 30 seconds to go in
true.
the second quarter. So I think they'll take a 3-goal lead. It'll be a free kick to the Bulls.
High fend off.
Yeah, we'll go the way of Gent.
And the umpires have been pretty consistent with that ruling all afternoon.
And be pretty happy just to hold on to this footy.
Lock it down.
Yeah, no, don't have to get smart here.
On the 3-quarter time siren, Bake will take the mark. But it won't mean much. Maybe a mark
a couple
here.
of seconds.
Yeah. There you go. So maybe there might have just been enough time, but Pendlebury now across half-back will do the mopping up. Out wide, looking for Weatherall, but straight into the arms of Monaghan. It doesn't have much time. They're about to blow the siren. And there it is. And the mark's taken by Keane 40 metres out, but that'll do us for the third term. We're going to the last break. An 18-point lead to Noble Park. We're set for a grandstand finish here. Stay tuned for some more Queen's birthday footy right after this.
Dave and his mates are flying to the Gold Coast to watch their team play the